The soft sound of classical music played in the Jones mansion, where Wine sat in a cozy lounge chair, flipping through a baby name book. Her hand rested gently on her belly, and her smile grew as she felt a faint kick. Wine, already practicing karate? Huh? You've got your father's energy. She joked softly, chuckling to herself from the doorway. Jungkook watched her with a smile smirk. Jungkook, my energy? Huh? I hope they inherit my patience too. You're the one who gets stressed over hanging a picture frame perfectly straight. One gasped dramatically, turning to him with a playful glare. Wine, that picture frame was crooked, Jungkook. I have standards. He chuckled, walking to her, dressed in his usual black sweater and slacks that made him look effortlessly handsome. Sat down next to her and glanced at the book in her hands. JK, what are we looking at? He asked, tilting his head to peek at the page. Wine, baby names. What do you think of this? Like Eden, or maybe Sophia? Jungkook frowned slightly, shaking his head. JK, Eden is too common. Sophia is nice, but I was thinking something a little more fierce, like Jisoo for a girl or a Jaehyun for a boy. Something strong. Wine. Strong? She laughed, closing the book. Wine. Jungkook. We're not naming them like they're joining a secret mafia league. They're a baby. He smirked, resting a hand on her belly. Check it. They're our baby, which means they'll be strong and perfect like me. One rolled her eyes but smiled, placing his hand over his. Another small kick made Jungkook pause, his expression softening for a man who could send shivers down through anyone with a single look. This seemed completely disarmed with tiny life growing inside of her. Dinner is ready, sir. A man announced after entering the lounge but not before taking permission. Jungkook sighed, standing up, offering his hand to Wine. Take it. Ready for dinner? Wine. Ready to deal with your mom, you mean? I'll try to keep it together, but if she says something rude, JK, if she says anything, just ignore her. I'll deal with it. You focus on staying comfortable and keeping our little one happy. They had been called over to dinner by his mother. Sometimes both of them didn't like it much, but had to do it regardless. His mother cared for them, yet made a problem out of everything. White walked in, dining with Jungkook by her side, his hand resting protectively on her lower back. Mrs. Stone was already seated at the head of the table, her posture rigid and her expression cold. She glanced up as they entered, her eyes narrowing slightly before she forced a thin smile. Mrs. Stone, you late. Take it. We are right on time, he replied calmly, pulling out a chair for Ryan. Ryan sat down quietly, her hands folded neatly in her lap as the staff began serving the appetizers. She could feel Mrs. Jones' eyes on her, the tension in the room thick enough to cut with a knife. Without once talking, they started eating, getting busy in their meal more than the actual meetup that was happening after months. One was glad. As long as they were quiet, there was peace. Mrs. Jones, how's the pregnancy coming along? Fine, it's going well. The baby's healthy and everything is on track. Mrs. Jones hummed, lifting her glass of wine and taking a sip. Mrs. Jones, that's good to hear. I suppose it's Jungkook who's ensuring everything runs smoothly. He's always been the responsible one. Jungkook placed his fork down. JK, Wine takes care of herself perfectly well. She has me to support her. In fact, I'm the one who clearly needs the support to stay organized. Mrs. Jones, that's new, but I'm sure pregnancy can be unpredictable. Some women just aren't built for it. I just want you both to make sure my grandchild is coming along all well, and she's not making a scene over everything little. JK, Wine is taking care of herself, and she has me as well. The baby is ours as well. We care about him. Now, if you don't mind, can we please eat in peace? Mrs. Jones, I'm just being realistic. The Jones family has high standards. She can not expect me to pretend everything is fine by these talks. A while ago, I saw her jumping down the stairs. Wine. Didn't jump, Mrs. Stone. There clearly was a bug I was trying to avoid. I'm simply scared of them. Jungkook's jaw clenched and Wine could feel the anger radiating out of him. He leaned forward slightly, his dark eyes locked onto his mother. JK, that's enough. I said, your grandchild is our child as well. We'll take care of him. I didn't bring my wife here for this. If you insult her, you insult me. Mrs. Stone, what about it was an insult? I'm advising the responsible mother to be careful. JK, you call her that again? And we are never having dinner again. Come on, you don't have to sit through this anymore. His focus turned to wine as he stood up. He thought he could work it. Felt like his biggest mistake to dream about seeing his mother happy at his happiness. But he must be an idiot, dragging his wife in this mess. He was beyond furious now. He extended his hand which Wine took and covered her well before leaving with her even if his mother called for him. But Wine, she seemed to not have noticed a thing beside the way he stood for her. Oh, to have a husband who stands for you. If she wasn't supposed to feel lucky at us, then where was she? She knew she was clumsy. She panics and stresses over small things easily. She knew half of what his mother said was true as well. But how he defended her had her heart beating once again. Jungkook cupped her cheeks. There was guilt reflecting clearly in his eyes. JK, I'm sorry, my love. Even when I knew this, I made you come here. This won't happen again. I'm really sorry. Wine chuckled and he was a little surprised. Then she started laughing and automatically a smile appeared on his lips. She had the ability to ease him up and he loved her for that. Thank you for taking my side, love. JK. Yet, no jumping on the stairs, Wine. You see a bug? You call someone to get rid of it. If I'm not around, there are servants for that. Wine. I'll be careful. She smiled and he kissed her head. That's where she loved. When he took her in his arms, that's where she felt loved. And that's where a mother could tell her child was the happiest.